it was announced that Dennis Hildeby has been assigned to the Toronto Marlies. Matt Murray, the Murdog, is coming up from the Marlies, and that seemed to be...
He's been so good.
For Leaf fans, the consensus. Now, when Matt Murray was up, he wasn't great the last time, which is why he went down.
Yes.
But now he was at, second star of the week in the NHL?
I want to say his last 3 games were shutout, 1 goal.
Which is amazing.
He's done well.
And this is a goalie that's got 2 Stanley Cups, played under pressure, brutal injury, stayed here because he wanted to be a Leaf and make his comeback. So there's a great story here that I just don't think has been grasped. And I know Joseph Woll is going to start on Saturday. But there are 2 things. I want to start with the positive with Matt Murray. Matt Murray, if he makes a successful comeback, especially with his hometown team, we need to make more of that.
Oh, 100%.
It's on the media to go, hey, this is a big deal. I know everybody's been doubting this guy since we got him from Ottawa in that extraordinarily questionable trade that Kyle Dubas made. And it was extraordinarily questionable at the time, and you look back and it looks worse now. Somehow, he still played okay in those 19 games he played that year. But this guy coming back and being successful for the time that we need him is going to be great. Dennis Hildeby, I think, at 22 or 23 years old, is a guy that can have success in the NHL.
Yeah.
But if the Leafs keep running him out this way, gentlemen, would you not agree that we are risking a bump in the development a little bit?
Well, yes. There's a player I talked about in the LFR yesterday where I remember watching him early in his career, and we talked about him on the podcast, and I was like, I don't know why this team keeps trotting this guy out.
Harry Sateri.
I was like, this kid is not very good, and he continued to not be very good, and showed some signs, but man, he goes to another team, he's still not very good, and then one year he just has this, I figured it out moment, and he cruises to great numbers for a few years. A contending team trades a king's ransom for him, and he wins the Stanley Cup, and then he hits a blip in his career, and this year he's doing okay again. It's Darcy Kemper. And I remember when I first saw him, I'm like, this dude is... I don't think so, man. I don't think so at all. Charlie Lindgren's another guy who probably played games too early in his career with the Montreal Canadiens when they needed him. And I was like, I don't get it with this guy at all. Last year, he's incredible. This year, he's still pretty good.
Look at all the goalies that the Sens gave to other teams in the league.
Oh, my God.
That are now very good.
Ben Bishop and Robin Leonard and...
Gustafson. Philip Gustafson.
Philip Gustafson. Yeah, I was like...
In Minnesota.
Yes. Yeah, totally. They're great at drafting them. Developing them is a bit of a problem. I will say, though, I think it was Jake B. Leafs was... he was a little more crude than I'm about to be, but, Hildeby's fundamentals look horrible right now. He's huge every time he gets in the net. Cool, great.
If you're down too early, the size doesn't matter.
He's all over the place. All over the place. The amount of times he does these powerful for no good reason movements that throw him out of the net so that he's not covering the thing that he's paid to cover.
Yeah.
Is in his tracking, and the amount of times it's a one-on-one with him and the shooter, and he's beaten clean. There were moments last night where I'm like, Riley could have done better there. Riley could have done better there. Jake McCabe's a -3. I think it was Connor Timmins behind the net led to the Del Belbaluz goal. Ah, man. Merzlikins gave him saves. Make some saves, dude.
Jesse, what were your thoughts? Did you get anything? Did you deduce anything from players or coaching staff about Dennis Hildeby specifically? I know it probably wasn't a huge topic of conversation. But.
No, it wasn't that great, but I think everybody realizes it's time for Matt Murray to give it a shot. It's Woll needs the time off just because he's never played this much. So you need some sort of steady tandem now that Stoller's been out for so long and it's still a couple weeks away from coming back. And Hildeby isn't that player just yet. You know, he's not there in his development, and having him here getting shelled by Columbus doesn't really make sense anymore. They try and downplay that he's not missing any steps in his development at the NHL level, but it's more useful to have a guy who's a veteran in Matt Murray who can do this. If this is the level of play we're getting out of Hildeby, Matt Murray can't be worse. No.
No.
Matt Murray can't be worse. So you might as well have the veteran who knows the NHL, who's been through it, go through this with the team, as opposed to the young kid who doesn't know about that side of the game.
Matt Murray, just checking the AHL.com right now, in the 15 games that he's played, leads the American Hockey League in goals against average, 1.68.
That's pretty good.
Through 15 games is really hard to pull off. His record is only 8-4-2. Score some friggin' goals when the guy's in net. Holy shit. And his save percentage is a 934. The only guy in the AHL with a higher save percentage than that, Yaroslav Askarov.
So, right thing, probably Woll starts Saturday, and I think they have a game Monday. And
No,
I feel
it's Wednesday, Minnesota, right?
Oh, it's not till
I think it's Saturday, Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to get a day off.
Well, the Leafs have an interesting choice here, because if you play Woll against Ottawa and then decide to play Matt Murray at home against Minnesota, you can get Woll an entire week off, and then immediately give him to the Oilers in Edmonton.
Yeah.
But there's an opportunity here to get him a full week off. Then you have a Western road swing that can always be tough. And then Four Nation Faceoff, he's not playing in it. There's an opportunity to get Woll a big old bunch of rest after playing more games than he's ever played.
There are only 6 games left before the Four Nation, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was looking at the calendar, and there's they play the Wylde on Wednesday, and that's the last game until February 22nd at home.
Wow.
Yeah, you're going to
so-
get like a month off from covering
Yeah,
the
it's
team.
the 6th to the 22nd. There's no games to go to.
So
That's unreal.
I have a deployment idea because the Wylde just activated Kaprizov, so he probably will play next Wednesday. If you are the Leafs,
Shit.
and Matt Murray's looked this good, would it not make sense to keep playing him and play him tomorrow in Ottawa, which could be a friendly environment for Leaf fans, against his old team? And then you bring out Woll against the Wylde and the Oilers, who you expect that a player with the contract that he has next year, the trajectory that he has, he's going to play those two teams. And that's not to denigrate the Senators. I just think you see sometimes with Berube where he's like, you used to play here, right? I'm going to dress you tonight. Which is the opposite Babcock, which was, oh, you used to play here? Fuck off.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. If the decision were made up to me, I would play Woll against the Sens. The only real reason I see to play, Matt Murray's hot in the AHL. Okay, Woll's our starter, though. The only reason to play Murray on Saturday is if you're concerned about Woll's health.
The logic is with Steve, that's what they're probably going to do. But I think if we're pie in the skying it, they'd take Adam's advice. That'd be so cool. I think it'd be great to see Matt Murray start against Ottawa, and then you give Woll extra time off, and he plays those Minnesota Edmonton games, and then we're off for 3 weeks.
It's the better narrative choice.
The
If I
storyline.
was in charge, that's what I would do. Just play Matt Murray, and it's fun.
You mean if you were a
But-
scriptwriter for the NHL?
Yeah, like the NFL, it's scripted. But
rigged,
Steve's
yeah.
probably right in what they should do.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. I
Matt
love
Murray
that
starting would be awesome.
I love that idea. Okay,